everyone, good afternoon. You're watching Market Fatafat, the second edition. I'm Mubina Kapasi. Markets, meantime, just about trying to make their way into positive territory. As we speak, the Nifty and Sensex are absolutely flat. But the underperformance by the by the broader markets, is back, with the mid-cap index losing about 0.25%. But the show is all about identifying the individual movers and shakers, so we're going to do just that. First up, introducing our technical experts, Aditya Agarwal of Yes Securities and Amit Harchekar of Index Genius Investment Advisors joins in on the show. Good afternoon to you, gentlemen. Soumya Sharma, ET Now's research analyst as well, is with us. Let's kickstart the show first by talking about a loser, and that is Dr. Reddy's. The Duvada plant inspection by the US FDA has been completed. The Vizag unit has received 2 observations in the Form 483 issued by the regulator. This is something that is scaring the street a bit, because you remember Form 483 does indicate that further action needs to be taken by the company to rectify those problems that have been identified in the form. 2 observations have been issued, so it's not that long a list. So hopefully DRL should be able to rectify those, those problems to the US FDA's satisfaction. They've also launched, by the way, an injectable in the US markets. Dr. Reddy's down by 1.25%. Soumya, another pharma stock that's declining is Glenmark.
Well, yes, this is one stock that's losing close to about 7.8% today in trade after they've received complete response letter from US FDA regarding its new drug application for Ryaltris. Well, they've cited deficiency of its generic facility. Well, Ryaltris was about to generate close to about USD 50 to 60 million peak sales in US. However, the complete response letter does not specify any deficiencies with the clinical data. Well, the company was targeting launch of nasal spray in the US in October 19 and expected additional USD 80 to 100 million in non-US regions as well. We're seeing the stock cracking heavily in trade. Actually, it might be at its day's low today, down by over 7.7%.
Okay, moving on, something from the auto space, because that too is a sector that's been declining, especially the two-wheelers after that negative commentary from TVS Motors, which we will allude to later as well. Amit, your view on Bajaj Auto?
Weakness in Nifty consumption index and the way Bajaj Auto has broken from a bearish triangle, we believe Bajaj Auto is heading towards 2650 in the near term. Apart from that, though the stock is nearing the 200 DMA, but we don't expect any strength to come at these levels. So we have a negative view. The stop loss we would recommend would be around 2900 on a closing basis, and one should sell even at current levels for the target of 2650.
Cut sell on Bajaj Auto. Aditya, we want to talk about the Nifty Bank, and one of the reasons is that post Viral Acharya's official resignation, we saw a bit of an uptick come by in some of these PSBs and NBFCs. Anything you have observed in the Nifty Bank today?
There is a slight outperformance from the Bank Nifty in trade today, no two ways about it. Having said that, it's still stuck in that range, narrow range. 30,800, 820 on the upside is acting as a stiff resistance. On the downside, 30,440, 540 to about 500 is the support zone. Right now, it's on the verge of a breakout from that resistance of 30,800, 820. It's almost inching towards there. I will closely watch out how Bank Nifty behaves around those levels. If it manages to trade above this level of 30,800, 820, I'll definitely be a buyer in Bank Nifty, keeping a stop somewhere around 30,500, 540 for targets of 30,950 to about 31,150. RSI is also suggesting that a possible breakout on the upside is possible in the coming trading sessions.
Okay, so that's the observation on Nifty Bank. Another banking stock in focus is IndusInd Bank, and this time around it's on stock-specific news. It looks like the Hindujals, or the IndusInd promoter group, basically is all set to pump in additional 2,700 crore rupees, and with that they would be able to bring their stake in the company back to 15%. So 1/4 of the money is expected to come in immediately after the merger. That's of course the merger with Bharat Financial, and the rest will come over the period of the next 1.5 years. Do remember, 4th July is the effective date for the merger with Bharat Financial, and the promoter essentially wants to bring up their stake back to 15%. So the promoters will be buying those warrants at a premium of roughly 1,709 rupees a share, and yes, the dilution of the stake to about the 13% levels due to the merger with the with Bharat Financial is making it possible for the promoters to subscribe to these warrants, because you remember the RBI rules as well do come into play. Yeah. Okay, moving on. Soumya, Suzlon is seeing a massive rise, but again, these are the kind of stocks that have been seeing massive volatility of late. What's the latest in Suzlon?
Well, Suzlon, in fact, is among the top Nifty 500 gainer. Well, the latest when it comes to Suzlon is Brookfield. That's what we're gathering from the reports, that Brookfield is likely to buy a majority stake in Suzlon. And in fact, they're offering one-time settlement for 9,500 crore rupees of debt. It's gaining massively, close to about 12% today in trade. A big jump coming in the stock price.
Okay, so that is Suzlon for you. Meantime, take a look at Hexaware. Amit, it has been gaining for the last couple of sessions, but today it looks like I think the stock is taking a breather, if I'm not mistaken. Just pull up the stock price and get that confirmed. Yes, it's declining 4.5%. Anything that's standing out here?
Well, recently the stock has given a breakout from a running triangle, and we believe there's a good breakout at 381, so that should now act as a very strong stop loss. There is a possibility that we could see another attempt of testing 430, so that should be your intermediate target. But by any means, if we see a close below 381, I would suggest then one should close out their long positions. So the strategy would be trade with a long bias, but keep a closing stop loss of 381.
130 rupees is a target that Amit does have for Hexaware. It's a hold call. Okay, Aditya, more two-wheeler names and Eicher Motors. What would you recommend over here? Okay, I think we've just snapped that line with Aditya, but just to narrate his views to our viewers, he believes that the stock has broken down from the recent consolidation lows and is approaching the next support level of 18,900 to 18,500. We'll just try and reconnect with Aditya once again on the rest of his stocks. SBI Life, and it's a very interesting brokerage note from Morgan Stanley, where they've initiated coverage and they're placing their target price at 850 rupees. So quite an up move is what they're expecting from here. They have, recognized the fact that the stock has been underperforming, since its IPO back in October 2017. This despite the strong distribution franchise, despite protection improving, and hence they believe things will pick up for SBI Life, and they also expect sustained margin expansion. The stock price on the back of that note is doing pretty well, 1.6% higher. Soumya, L&T, not only has it got that brokerage note, a couple of order wins as well.
Well, yes, these are dual reasons for the stock to be trading in green today. First, it has bagged a mega power project order in Bihar. Well, the company classifies mega orders which are worth over 7,000 crore at least. And then apart from this, we have Goldman coming out with a brokerage note on L&T saying that they continued strength in core and vigor in the non-core business. They have reiterated their buy stance on L&T, being on a conviction list, and said that in the bull case scenario, they'd see 26% upside from the current levels. So they're maintaining a buy stance with a target price of 1,700 per share, although the stock is off from the day's high, but still is